Okay, here's the deal. This dog and I have to drive all the way to Louisville, Kentucky to go to the Robley Rex VA hospital. That's correct. I have to go to the veteran hospital because we have to get something checked out. Actually, it's not just something. It's something important. With that being said, this is going to be an all unedited video of this dog and I driving all the way up there, and we're going to bring you guys along with it. So with that being said, let me welcome you all to the channel. My name is Daniel the Bigo, and this right here is my service dog, the Fluffy Poodle. That's right, Mr. Fluffy Bear, and his green hair. And if you guys are new to the channel, I'm a motivational speaker, social media influencer with an amazing service dog, the Fluffy Poodle, where we travel all around the world, inspiring everybody to follow their dreams, no matter what they have been through and or going through. With that being said, I'm going to take off this magnet right here. I'm going to go ahead and get this on my shirt so I'm all nice, fine, and dandy. We're going to throw on this seatbelt and we're just going to start heading out, okay? And we're going to start talking about life. Obviously, I can't drive, I can't use the camera in the most perfect conditions today, and obviously I'm not going to have the perfect angle, but we're going to talk a little bit about life and about struggles and about difficulties and how I get through mine, and I know you guys can get through yours. With that being said, I'm going to say that a lot. With that being said, I need to stop that one. We'll work on that one during this video. But the Fluffy Poodle and I, we show our journey each and every day on this channel to give hope to people and let everybody know that, hey, you're not alone no matter what you are going through and or been through. If you haven't guessed by now, just driving sometimes is a struggle for me. Looking different directions, using my arms because my arms go numb. What you guys won't see on this video is how much I alternate hands, use my legs. I do anything and everything to help me out when I drive, because now I have a smile on, but by the time I get to the hospital there, I won't have a smile. And then they're gonna make me feel better while I'm there, and then I'm gonna have another 45 minutes, an hour drive home back in pain. So how do we adapt to all this, and how do we learn? Well, number one is I have to go through this process. It's part of the process the VA requires me to go through to help rehabilitate myself. Outside of that, not you, but I also have to take these steps that are necessary in my recovery with my physical disabilities and my mental disabilities, because again, it's part of the VA process. Now, we all know that the VA does not help a lot of us veterans as much as they should. For example, I got a phone call this morning that it was like, hey, your appointment today at 2 p.m., Mr. Odell, is going to be canceled. And I'm like, huh? What's going on? It's going to be canceled. And they're like, yes, Mr. Odell, the person who came in this morning is not going to be there. And I'm like, what do you mean? And they're like, yes, they're not going to be in today. They just didn't show up. And I'm like, oh, wow, outstanding. So, when's the next soonest available appointment? And they go, well, Mr. Odell, the next soonest available appointment is next month. What? I've already waited 2 months. Like, you guys, you can't be serious. You got me waiting another whole month before you guys can just for you guys to see me to consult on the next steps necessary, even though you guys can just look at my file and be like, okay, you definitely need this. But we got to take these steps. And I go, well, how about you get a hold of your supervisor and get a hold of anybody and everybody you can, and see if there's absolutely anybody at all who can squeeze me in, can see me ASAP. I will drive up immediately if I need to. And they go, let me put you on hold, Mr. Odell. So I got put on hold. And next thing you know, they get back on. They're like, Mr. Odell, I just want to let you know that we have an appointment. We have an appointment at 11 p.m. I go, really, 11 p.m. today? And they go, yes, not 11 p.m., 11 a.m. Correction, my bad. 11 a.m. we have an appointment. 11 a.m. Can you make it there? I said, absolutely. You ain't got to tell me twice. So I hurry up, jump in the shower, got my dog ready, and then we actually are headed there right now. It just seems kind of weird when you start demanding and asking for other things just start popping up a little bit more. So that's one of my other tips and tricks to other veterans out there, is always ask to see if anything else is available, see if there's any on standby, and see if their supervisor can squeeze you in somewhere, because you've already been waiting a very, very long time, just like I have. With that being said, I do live in technically, it is an urban city. Okay, it's not a town, it's an urban city now because it is an urban. Even though I live in a rural area out from the city, out of city limits, okay? But my point being is the closest clinic or veteran hospital to me is just a clinic. It's not a hospital. It's just a little outpatient, and they don't do anything but refer there to the bigger city or the bigger hospital, which is in Louisville, Kentucky. So we have to travel all the way there for everything that we do. Pretty much everything besides just going to see the doctor saying, hey, you're good, Mr. Odell. But going back to this appointment and me adapting, the biggest thing is that I have to learn how to adjust a little bit more better than what I do, is adapting to this civilian world. I'm used to things like, if you want them done, you get them done, and there should be a timely manner to get them done, and there should be really no excuse for people making different types of appointments and getting them in on time, especially when, you know, there's plenty of resources. But it's sad the battles that we have to face and fight for when it comes to us just seeing a doctor or seeing different types of specialty care. So what is all this? How can you learn from my experiences and everything that I go through on a daily basis? Well, number one is you guys see it, you guys hear it, you guys see that I'm not the only person dealing with this. You're not the only person dealing with some of the things that you're going through. You know, this happens quite a bit, not just in the veteran sector, but in multiple sectors and categories and genres of people all over. This is very common in the medical field. So you have to be an advocate for yourself, just like we are an advocate for ourselves and for the military community and disability community. If you guys haven't seen one of our recent videos of us possibly going to Washington, D.C., I highly recommend that you watch that video so you guys can see like how much advocacy we can really do and change we can make, not just in, you know, our local area and our local community, but places all around the nation and all around the world. Because, you know, this dog right here and I are in the business of changing lives and making people's lives better than what they were yesterday. Because that's ultimately what anybody and everybody should be doing with themselves and their career and their life. It's just trying to grow. Live your life to its fullest and be better than what you were yesterday. Really. And that's my ultimate goal. That's my ultimate goal, is to follow my dreams each and every day and give a lot of you hope that you too can get to where you want to be with short-term and long-term goals. And that's what I do, is I set those short-term and long-term goals. And you're like, well, what do you mean short-term and long-term goals? I know how to do that, or, you know, I don't know how to do that. Well, let me break this down to you, okay? My long-term goal, all right, my long-term goal is to be a multi-billion-dollar company that travels all around the world, seriously inspiring everybody to follow their dreams, having booking events, you know, a couple times a month, different traveling, different places all over the world, just really giving hope to people, right? And when I say multi-billion-dollar company, it's not about me making money. It's about me giving back to back to the world and giving other people hope, not just with my voice, but with also, maybe monetary things, or maybe with a house and so on. But how do I get there? Is I set short-term goals as well. And sometimes those short-term goals is just, getting through my medical care, okay? My medical care right now is going to my appointment. And that's a long-term goal as well. How do I get to my appointment? Because there's a lot of short-term goals I have to do to get me there. And that's put on my shoes, put on my socks, put on my outfit. Because yes, some days it is a very, very major struggle for me just to put on my socks, for me just to do daily things that is very common and normal for most people to get through and do with their life. So I have to make goals, and I have to set goals and understand that, there's a process on how I can get there. And if I can't get there today, that's fine. Look at what I have accomplished. If I can't get to my doctor's appointment, look, I got my shoes on, I got my socks on, I got in the vehicle, I started it up. If something happens, and something happens, what can you do? Like, it's a part of life, and it's a part of this process, and you can either get upset, or you can really learn to adapt and just not follow through with life, but live life to its fullest, and just go with the flow. That's the better way to put it. Is just go with the flow. So that's sometimes what I love to do, is just go with the flow, learn to adapt the best way I can, and ultimately tell my story. And my story is, I am a disabled veteran. I've struggled with both mental and physical disabilities caused of my time in the military. But just because, I've been to Iraq and I have these disabilities doesn't mean that life doesn't stop. It doesn't mean life stops, and it still means that, you still have to learn to adapt. Adapt with your situation and your environment, and you can still follow your dreams. And that's what we do. But outside of my military experience, because not everybody has that. That's only about 1% of the population in America has a military background. Outside of that, I can take off this hat and literally talk to a lot of high-risk youth and people who struggled, with a lot of different things growing up. Because believe it or not, I've been through group homes, I've been through foster homes, I've been through a lot of different things that most people don't go through, and or have to experience. I've been through a lot of different types of abuse as a child. I bounced around at different homes, and I don't have a high school diploma. I actually have a GED, but I finished my 2-year degree in college, and I also am currently at the University of Louisville finishing up my 4-year degree, because it's a part of the process of me following my dreams. I'm trying to get, a degree to not just show my children and show the world that you're never too old to follow your dreams, but ultimately it's a part of me learning different things about life and business. And my degree is business organizational leadership and development, where I can literally, by the time I finish, I should be able to develop an organization and lead it in the best and most proper way that I can, and help it grow and help it be successful. And that's not in an organization. When I say organization, it's not just, a nonprofit sector. We're talking, big Fortune 500 companies to also little companies and everywhere in between. It's just helping develop them and helping them learn and grow, doing things that I did in the military and each one of us do each and every day. Each and every day, all of us do a risk assessment. And that's basically, hey, what's the pros and cons of how we're going to complete things today? Should I go to the store today? It's raining outside. It's not raining. I have enough money. I don't have enough money. I have to write this on a list. I don't have to write this on a list. All of this is an assessment, okay? And then, you do that. Some people do it, physically and write it down. Other people do it mentally. And with that being, or not with that being said, I got to work on that. You see what I mean? So there's people all around who think about things but don't write it down. Well, in business, you think about it and you write it down and you make an action plan. And a lot of people, after, it's like, hey, I want to go to the grocery store. What's the plan? Well, then you go to the grocery store. Some people just do it. Well, in business, it's best if everybody is on the exact same page and everybody understands what is going on and the best way to approach the situation so everybody benefits. That's what it is ultimate. The ultimate goal is to add value to not just yourself, but to the company and to the whole situation. Because obviously everybody wants to have a good business and everybody wants to get paid more. So if the business gets paid more, the employees get paid more, and so on. It's a win-win for everybody. It's a win-win for everybody when you have a good business, though. I'm approaching a town called Shepherdsville. Shepherdsville is a crazy, crazy town. It's a lot of positive, and well, with any town, there's best of both worlds. There's a lot of Amazon factories that are over here. A lot of factories in general. The reason why there's a lot of factories, and most people don't know that where I live, it is a very strategic location for companies to be able to distribute products because of how the location of the highway in Kentucky, that's Highway 65, goes from the Gulf Coast all the way up to, Chicago, the Great Lakes. It also parallels, the Mississippi River. So it's very good for infrastructure. When I say it like that, it's basically, for example, there's a factory right next to the highway right here. How far do you want to transport your goods from the highway? Not far. So you want to have your factories very close to either airports or distribution centers and so on. So it's just something to think about. At least on the business aspect side of things, but most people it doesn't matter to them. And yeah, it was just a fun, quick fact. Here's a pet peeve of mine. You ever have somebody in the fast lane on the highway going strictly the speed limit and the semis are passing them in the slow lanes? Yeah, that's what's happening in front of me right now. Yeah, I could get mad, but it's not going to do anything. It's not going to help the situation at all. I could ride up really close to the vehicle, but then that's unsafe. So I'm not going to do that. So I guess I just drive and hang back, and hopefully they get over, or there's a spot for me to go around. So I hope you guys learned from that situation just now. I hope you learned that, look, there's no need to get upset. There's no need to get angry. There's no need to have road rage. Life is too short. Don't risk your life or somebody else's just to try to get to point A to point B. Ooh, there's a whole bunch of snow that flew off a semi. Happens. Just glad everybody's safe. Look, it's kind of getting to the point of the video where it's 20 minutes in. I want to let you guys know that, hey, we didn't make that Oklahoma trip because that big winter storm prevented us from doing the Oklahoma trip. So we didn't go there for waterfowl hunting. But next week, we'll be at Tennessee. We'll be in Tennessee for a couple days. Hopefully we get some birds. That'd be awesome. Hey, with that being said, everybody, make sure you hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, comment down below, okay? Comment down below your favorite part, and hope you guys learned a little bit of lesson. Hope you guys learned about how I get through my struggles, how I get through my disabilities, and how you too can be able to follow your dreams despite everything that you've been through and or going through. With that being said, seriously, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and we will see you guys on tomorrow's episode. That's right, Slubby Poodle and I will see you guys on tomorrow's episode. You all have an amazing day, and don't ever stop motivating others. All right, motivate others, follow your dreams, set those short-term, long-term goals, and give yourself a pat on the back for accomplishing what you can accomplish and acknowledging what you do have. See you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.